Welcome to SurfacePro3TechReviews.com. I'm Neil, here to help you shop smarter for your Surface. This week, I'll be reviewing the DUX cover for the Microsoft Surface Pro 3. Stick around, it's a good review. Once you open up the package and take everything out, this is what you get. Here's the chassis, a aluminum bar for support, a small Allen wrench, and 2 screws. Now let me show you how you put your Surface in. It's pretty simple. This open space, of course, is where you're putting your kickstand. And you're lining up the hole on the top for your camera. It's pretty self-explanatory, but just work around one edge, or I should say work around your way all the way around the edges, and finally put it in. Snap the last little corner on. We got everything on. Then just flip it upside down, and that's where the bar puts on the. You put it right on the back. You notice it's curved, and so the curve goes out. Of course, the flat part goes toward the top. Actually, I never take my Surface out of this thing, but I wanted to show you this just for the video so you get an idea of what to do. But even taking it out, it wasn't too bad. You know, there's some cases that are really hard, especially some of those where your Surface snaps into it. Those I really don't like, because you know, I always think I'm gonna chip the one of the corners or something like that on there. I don't really care for that. So anyway, this goes in and out fairly well. You know, you put the screws in there, and it's pretty solid. Okay, let me turn that off. And fits together well. You notice it doesn't cover up the screen at all. You know, a lot of cases they cover up, they kind of overlap over there. I know my Manvex did. The Incipio that I did quite a bit, which if you haven't seen those, make sure you check those out if you're shopping for a new case. Now, as far as do I like this or do I not? Yeah, actually I really do like this. You see, it works really good in tablet mode. It adds very little weight. As far as the actual weight, it's listed as 250 grams, which works out to a little over almost 9 ounces, 8.82 ounces. In comparison, the Manvex was 13.5 ounces, and the Incipio says was 8. But I'd actually like to check that, because I don't know if that's accurate. But anyway, just in your hands, it doesn't add a lot of bulk to your Surface, and that part is what sold me. I really like that. As if you have been watching my reviews, you notice that that Incipio case kind of bombed, at least for me, because it was too big, it was too bulky, very poor. This is almost the total opposite. Now let me show you what when you go to add your keyboard, you'll notice that your magnet still works at the top. When you go to close it, it turns your screen off. you know, or shuts down your computer, however you have it configured. If you remember, the Incipio did not. It was too thick. You're also able to use your Surface's own kickstand, which is nice. You get all the different angles in that, which is great. You still have access to your micro SD card, and when you use it here, you'll notice that you still have that magnetic connection at the bottom. So you actually lose no functionality when it comes to your Surface with this case. All your ports are still there. You still have access to everything. I have actually even noticed that this my fan in the Surface hasn't been turning on as often as it used to when I had it in the Manvex cover. And you know, the Manvex cover was a fairly thick PU leather, and so I think it did add to the heating of it. You know, it kind of kept the heat in a little bit more than what this does, and especially with some of the back exposed and everything here, you just see that STM, in my opinion, did an incredible job for a cover for the Surface Pro 3. This is exactly what I was looking for. I wanted something that basically wasn't even there, you know. And if you look at the if you search YouTube for, you can find a video by STM DUX for this cover, and you see that they actually take this case on a Surface and they just flip it around, throw it on the floor, drop it, kind of real world experiences, you know, push it off a table. And yeah, I'm not doing that with mine, so if you want to see that, you go check out their video. But it just, you know, it goes to show you that these rubber, heavy duty rubber ends on the corners and that really do their job. And so it gives you the good overall protection, and it also keeps your Surface light, and yet you still have all the functionality. Also, you can also still fold your cover back, which is great. You know, it doesn't hinder anything. It doesn't get in the way. You know, this is of the covers I reviewed and have seen and researched, this is by far the best. Out of 5, well, before I get to that, there is no loop or place to store your Surface Pen on here. You know, some covers have a small loop sticking out of there, and while you could say that's a fault, I really think it adds to the sleekness of this cover, and I think if they had put one, it would have been really awkward. And but actually I found a good workaround. Right along here on the very top where that crease is for your keyboard, you clip your pen on there, and I have found that that just works perfectly. And not only that, but it keeps your Surface from bumping around, or you know, getting scratched or chipped, whatever, and it stays there perfect. It doesn't, because there's the thickness on that front part of the case. The clip on the pen isn't resting on the screen of your Surface, so it's not going to scratch it or anything. So even in that, I think they did a great job. And overall, this is totally a 4.5 out of 5 stars. My highest review ever. And why did I not give it a 5 stars? Well, even though there's no pen holder, I wouldn't deduct from that because of that. Like I said, this works very well for me, and I really do think if they had tried to add something, it would have made the case bigger or just not as aesthetic. So I wouldn't even mark off for that. One thing though, there is no protection for the for your kickstand. Even though that's not the greatest, like even the Incipio had a piece that covered this, and it was attached by a magnet. But even in that, it didn't stick to it very well. And so, you know, I don't even, part of my half a point that I took off, I don't even take off because of that. I think even this is good, and even this is still kind of protected because you see it's recessed in the cover. So when you lay down when you lay it down on a table or something, it's not actually landing on that kickstand, it's up in the air a little bit, so it's not going to get scratched up. But where I do take off that half a star is because of the price. It is expensive. It's listed on Amazon right now for $69.95 with free shipping. It's a little expensive, and that's why I deduct a half a point. But other than that, to me, it's actually worth it. Every penny of it. You know, I'd love to see it cheaper, of course, but as far as what's out there right now, you're either going to get a really thick cover and get good protection, or you're going to get some flimsy cover, and it just, you know, you get an extra flap on there, you know, where they'll cover the back, and then you can use that back to fold the surface on itself to use as a kickstand. All those different options. Actually, what I was hoping to find in the Incipio Feather, I found in the Dux. This is an excellent cover. I couldn't recommend it more. Very good. Like I said, there's other videos on YouTube about the company actually showing you just how durable this case is. So I hope this review has helped you make an informed decision as far as what cover you like, if this will fit your needs or not. And for those of you who have been sharing my reviews, I thank you in advance. Thank you all for watching.